According to YouTube, I'm still not eligible to post live on YouTube, which is funny because I used to be. That's okay. So I'm doing this pre-recorded live. Meaning I'm doing it live, but pre-recorded, then I'm going to post it to the channel. This is the follow-up to today's feeding and today's time in the park. Most importantly, excuse me, most importantly, I have content that I need to share, and this is the place I'm going to share it. So anybody who listens and follows should understand. If you don't, well, that's okay too. First of all, in the context of Urban Wild, we are showing the harmony that can be brought with not too great of an effort and no expense into areas where urban meets wild and wild meets urban, and then normally we're left with a conflict and some kind of a victim. And that's where the questions of whose lives matter, and we believe that all lives matter when you have a chance. In other words, in an abundance mentality, when there's no scarcity, all lives matter. When there's scarcity, we have to decide whose lives matter because it's survival. And the manufactured scarcity that we have in the world is what's creating the conflicts, maintaining the conflicts, that even though there's an abundance already now, too much stuff being produced all the time to the point where arbitrating and manipulating the storage and the control of those goods creates price wars and creates shortages to the point of creating starvation for most people in the world. And when I say most people in the world, wherever you are listening to this, you don't represent a majority, I'm sorry to tell you, because the vast majority of people in the world are below the poverty line, whatever it is that you think it is. And that's the point, is there's other people out there, and although you might not know, although it's easy to see, you might not know today about things that are far away, but it's not hard to see. And of course you can say it's fake news, and there's lots of fake news, and you can say that it's impossible to know what's true, but certain things are true. If you've ever seen a homeless person, you can imagine that there's more. If you've ever seen a person go hungry, you can imagine that there's more. Now, if you've ever seen a person who isn't well, either because of obesity, meaning there are problems when you eat too much food or the wrong food. You can never eat too much of the right food. Well, you can in theory, but not practically. But the point is that we have managed and arbitrated and intentional scarcity in the world in order to manipulate prices and control of the population, and that leads to the fact that most people don't have enough, whatever that means. Sure, there's lots of people that have way too much, but most people don't have enough. And we're trying to prove and demonstrate here and test is how to restore peace, how to restore balance by changing the scarcity mentality to an abundance mentality, because it's all about perception. It's more than perception too, of course. I mean, just because somewhere else there's an abundance doesn't mean that you have it. So to the person who doesn't have it, it's more than just perception. But it's understanding the bigger picture so we can change things on our level. This is the neurotic cat. Boker Tov. The purpose of our channel and of everything we're doing is to empower people to know that if you want things to change, they can. And if you want things to get better, they can. And we're not beyond hope. We're not beyond the things that we can do. We just have to, first of all, take a breath, rethink things, and commit to wanting to take control of our lives. When we commit to wanting to take control of our own lives, then we can seek out other people that are interested in doing the same, and together, without violating laws. The main point here is we're not breaking any laws, not creating any kind of tension, no stress. We're in one of the most stressful places in the entire world, aside from the Temple Mount, which is where our other branch is, on Mount Zion in Jerusalem. We are right next to the Gaza Strip, in the periphery of the Gaza Strip. It looks like it, it feels like it, it is. But despite that, we're still finding moments of calm with which to share what we can to create balance. If you want more information, please ask. If you want to understand this better, please follow us. We have channels all over the place on Instagram, Facebook, what else? LinkedIn, the different purposes that we collaborate. We're hoping that people understand that it's really, really simple. If you think about what you really need and really want, and take the labels off and the politics off. If you have any questions, just ask. That's all for now.